My name is Jada.
Kai.
Liz.
And I'm Camille. Friends. How many of us have that?
Yes! Yeah.
That was good.
Oh my God. I mean, so it's gotta be a, what is it?
Hot Tita Summer.
What's good, everybody? You got Jada.
Liz.
I'm Kai.
And I'm Camille.
And we are calling all boss babas and creative kabayan.
To redefine what it means to be Tita.
Oh my God, guys, today is a special kind of break.
Whip out your party hat.
Yes. We got ours on.
Right? Because
Yes,
we're
we
celebrating
do.
1 year together. And we're so grateful for all of you for
Yay.
liking, subscribing, following, commenting, engaging.
Sharing.
Yeah, like all the things.
All of it.
All the
Spreading the
things.
Tita
All of
love.
it.
Yes.
My goodness.
All
So
of that.
overwhelmed with the love.
Yeah. There's a lot.
I'm like-
Speaking of which, hello, shout out Point
Hi.
Goddess.
Shout
Point
out
Goddess.
Point Goddess.
Like-
Janet.
Shout out
For the
Point Goddess.
sponsorship of our halal.
Right?
KJ.
Say it.
We will finally have Hollow Hollow. Although it's not going to make it to the segment.
It's not.
No.
Yeah, I said
It's
this
not.
halo is almost done for me. I like
Yeah.
inhaled mine.
So friggin' good. Oh my
It's
gosh.
delicious.
It tastes like summer. And as I wear a toque, eating halo halo, it's like this weird combination going on.
So good. But also, guys, the flowers.
Oh yes.
Can we see
It's
it?
not in
Also
the shot.
the
It's not in the
It's not in
shot,
the shot.
guys.
It's
But
not
we
in the
have
shot.
this beautiful bouquet.
Yes.
So
Dividing
sweet.
the bunsos and ates.
Yes. If you realize we're always 2 on 2. Very Point Goddess style.
I was like, basketball term.
Yay.
Hello.
Good for you.
Hey.
3-pointer.
So good.
Not at this
Oh
height.
man, but guys, okay, so we're at the 1 year anniversary. What is our word of the day?
Ganon ba?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Ganun
Is that
ba?
so?
Oh,
Ganun ba?
really?
I'm feeling
We're
that.
celebrating
Ganon
1
ba?
year today. Ganon ba?
Ganun ba?
Ganun ba?
Ano
For
ba?
sure. Ganun ba?
To which you could reply, oh.
Oh, there we go.
Opo.
Opo.
Boy,
Or
depending on who
hindi.
you're talking to.
Hindi po.
Right? Good, yeah.
Yeah.
There is no Hindit today, okay?
Ganon ba?
Voila.
Is that so?
Have you guys eaten the leche flan in here yet, though?
Oh my god, yeah.
Oh my God.
I got a piece.
Guys, there's
So good.
corn in here.
Yeah.
Like, can we
So
just take
I mean, this is actually really good.
Sorry for everyone at home. You're gonna hear like
I know.
all
A lot of
the
my slurping?
sound.
Tita Salita mukbang.
You know what?
This is the ASMR episode.
Yeah.
of-
Yeah, it is. It's our
Hello, hello,
anniversary,
ASMR.
and we can eat if we want to.
Yeah, tell them, Liz.
Guys, what are some Filipino ASMR sounds?
Chicharron.
Chicharon.
Yeah.
The chicharron
Who just
crunch,
turned
yeah.
around?
Chicharon.
Yeah.
Yeah, chicharon.
Literally
What
heard
else?
that as I left my
The
house.
walis.
Good one.
Ay.
Is it palo?
Ay.
I thought of palo.
Oh, yeah.
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 Oh, this.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like anyone's name, because like if you're being called.
Basically.
right?
Yeah, basically.
What else?
What else?
I'm distracted. I can't
The
even
jar
lie.
of a Vicks opening and
Oh
closing.
yeah.
I love it.
Hearing the Vicks smear on your foot or your neck.
I'm dead.
So good.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, I can't believe it's been a full year, ladies.
Crazy.
We've made it from our Scatabouche dinner to our Starbucks planning date to now a full 365.
Guests and all.
Guests and
Guests
all. We
and
didn't
all.
think we were going to have guests
Pivots
at one
galore.
point.
Pivots galore.
Building and
Cadence,
flying
pivot
the
party.
plane at the same time.
The redirection of cadence over and
Oh,
over
yeah.
and
Oh,
over
yeah.
again.
Oh, yeah.
pivots.
The refining.
Yes.
The defining.
I was just actually talking about, I think it was 2 days ago. I was like, this season feels the best to me. I don't know why. I don't know how if you guys feel like that.
Yeah.
But it's that like, girl, that toque.
It's the
that
toque. It's the toque. There's a lot of character in that.
It's
too.
giving
Guys,
Scarborough.
can you just write how cute everyone looks in a toque though? I
mean,
so
it is
for
gonna be
it.
Having a hard
soon.
time. But yes. it's
But
nice.
yes, I don't know. I just feel so good about this season. I feel like we got good pep in our step.
Yeah. Definitely feels like breezier. Nice. Like just
Yeah.
more balanced. A little
Yes.
less like, weirdness coming into it.
And like
What are we going to talk about today?
Yeah.
I feel like we figured it out a bit.
Yeah.
A little bit.
We got you on a
We
laptop.
cracked the code.
We got you using notes.
Kai is on a laptop. That's how you know. Okay.
It's called growth, people.
I am,
Look it up.
I am deleting emails.
Whoa.
Catch a joke. It's not even on right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Hi.
JK,
I walked
JK,
in.
JK.
Why
so
she gotta
funny.
do that? Why she gotta do that?
Friends off.
Are we doing
Let me try
anything
it.
for our anniversary?
That's a good question.
What?
We have not decided.
We have not decided
Decided
or
what?
planned or doing anything for our anniversary.
Yeah,
we
we
talked
did.
about
We had a
bowling,
vote.
Jack
Yes.
Astor. Oh, did we?
Yeah, we had a vote.
Uh-oh.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the poll. Yeah, I made the poll.
The poll you made.
I didn't check the stats. Uh-oh.
Are we surprised that Camille did a poll for us?
In the WhatsApp group.
Of course.
Guys, she
Great
arranged.
feature, by the way. Great feature.
I didn't
for-
even know
for
that
cats.
feature existed until you did it.
Yeah, man.
It's the best thing ever.
So what is it? It was what was
Bowling won,
Oh, bowling?
unfortunately.
What do you mean, unfortunately?
Because
There's
Liz
food
is the
there.
only one that voted.
Oh, you vote.
Jax.
Oh, sorry.
Fine.
I didn't vote. I didn't vote because I wanted to be neutral.
We knew what you're voting for, girlfriend.
I mean,
she,
I mean,
I
she
have a bit
wanted
of a
to
broken
start a
record.
whole team. We know what you were voting for.
bowling. Bowling. That's an ASMR sound for Filipinos. The pins.
Oh, yes.
Being knocked
Oh,
down.
strike.
Right? Yeah.
Strike.
There you go.
That'd be great. So, guys, since it's been a year,
Yes.
what has been the most fulfilling part of hosting this show over the past year?
Goodness.
Where do we start?
Where do we start?
Let's start at the top. Liz, go.
the most
Holy,
fulfilling?
pointing with fingers? That's not very
my God.
Filipino.
I know, right?
There's so
Wait,
many.
Liz.
You know what, guys?
Way
I'm so
better.
distracted by this freaking hello.
I'm not gonna lie. It's like,
know.
It's talking to me.
Man, I cannot even think right now.
We wanted the hollow hollow for so long, and now that we have it,
All I can think about is this delicious hello. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The most fulfilling thing, honestly, it's just been able to spend time with you guys and create a space for a generation of audience that can understand and relate, and even if they can't, it's at least giving an opportunity for us to share. And yeah, it's cool.
That's a great answer.
It's okay, Liz.
Get back to your hollow hollow. Get back to your hollow hollow. It's fine.
I just
it's
wanna
fine. I do love being able to see you guys weekly. I feel like it is my decompress. It is my moment to just relax and like regain. But I will say, for me personally, I think the biggest thing, I think you guys all know how terrified I was of this thing. How terrified it was to film and to watch myself, and just fear of public speaking. And I don't think it gets more public than this. So I think I was just telling Jay last week, like overcoming that and kind of coming to terms with like being at peace and accepting me. Like, this is who I am. This is what I look like. This is what I sound like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And take it or leave it. Like,
That's powerful.
Yeah, that's a beautiful point.
honestly, it's been a journey. So I'm so thankful for that. And obviously it came with support. So yeah, cheers. Jada?
I'll slurp to that.
The most fulfilling part of doing this show, I think, all of the connections from this group, this immediate group, but then all of the people that we've met through this past year. So Janet, the whole Point Goddess team,
My
Yeah, true.
Just a
our
blessing.
guests, and some
Yeah.
of the special moments that we've got to have there, as
Definitely.
well as just the impact that it's created and the response that we've gotten. The fact that, some of the topics that we've spoken about, sometimes I'm curious about like, oh, does anyone else ever like think these things, and because of the response that we've gotten from the audience, like that kind of connection has been really special to me.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Guys, these answers though.
How about you?
It's like I
Cam?
just have to keep cheersing.
Slurp, slurp. For me, pretty much like a summary of everything you guys said, right? Like, I think the biggest thing is really just creating that space that we didn't have or didn't feel like we had growing up, which is crazy to think that we're doing, because it doesn't feel like it's extraordinary, but, you know, and I hate sounding like I'm tooting horns here, but hello, like, yes, it should be tooted. We are doing something amazing. There's every week people are reaching out to us saying that, oh my gosh, like, I'm so happy you shared that, or like, I'm so glad you guys are talking about this. And it means so much. And like, for people who, you know, come from 4 different backgrounds, I just don't know how else or where else we would have gotten this. So it's been a healing journey for all of you, for sure. But just understand that it is also a healing journey for us, because, you know, we get to talk about this and you guys are watching. So that means everything. Just that support and honestly, just kind of like what you said, just kind of embracing myself a little bit. Like, I am a very private person. I'm a very private person. And you usually only get this Camille if you're with me in person, if you happen to catch me in real life. You know what I mean? But beyond that, like, I don't like to share anything about myself unless it's a stat that I like. You know what I mean? But it's just been just seeing my growth in that way, how much I'm willing to open and share and discuss these sensitive topics that just feel so natural.
Girl, you're hosting events now. Let me just also throw that out there.
That too. That was big.
Independently
That was huge.
at
That was huge.
Yes.
That was huge. And honestly, like, it's not so much like I'm the opposite. I don't have stage fright. I'm not afraid of public speaking, but
Excuse me.
having that, not weight, but that opportunity to just be a Blasian Filipina and just, you know, just take up some space and be recognized and just be me without, you know, just, I don't know, man. Like, that was pretty
Definitely something to slurp.
lots of special moments. And
Blessings.
that's all thanks
Special.
to you guys,
Oh
and
my
STV,
gosh.
and everyone watching.
Shout out FTV.
Thank
shout
you.
out
Yes.
Drea, Filbert, everybody,
Yes.
cast, crew.
Yeah, cast and crew.
Help behind the
and crew.
scenes.
Like,
So good.
Straight up, I have, you guys know this, I don't have a large Filipino audience. That's changed in the last year since we've, you know, started doing this, but I get a lot of feedback from non-Filipino people that love what we're doing. They love what we're doing. So I just want to shout out also to all our non-Filipino viewers.
that.
Yes.
Just don't assume that we're only talking about the Filipino ones. Every pair of eyeballs that are watching, every like, share, comment, whatever. Thank you so
Spouses.
much. Yeah.
A lot of spouses of Filipinos also
There you
watch
go.
us.
Yeah.
So yeah.
A lot of
Great
love, man,
answers.
all
I think
around.
we covered them all.
So, what was everybody's most memorable moment from this past year?
Gosh.
I think I just shared mine. The stage thing, like just
Yes.
going to Mel Lastman Square and being able to chat, you know, and then we hosted again at Scarborough Town Center. That was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty epic. I'm not gonna lie.
Whew.
And I love the Point Goddess
so
event,
hard.
obviously.
Yeah. I think any event that we showed up together was quite memorable. It's very special for me. It's like never done these things before, and to be able to show up. I feel like sometimes when I'm with you guys, I'm like, what's the word? Like, it's me, like, actually, I don't know how to explain it. It's like walking in with, like, really the same energy as me is, like, really crazy. I don't know how to explain it. It's like,
So basically, we're wild.
not wild, but you feel like a sense of, like,
Purpose?
Power,
yes, yeah, walking in together.
like Power Rangers when they unite, right? Like
Yeah.
we're all like,
I think it's because we all have the same,
I love the jerk.
yeah, energy and positivity and stuff like that together. So
I-
that's,
I get it. I think I sent a clip when it was like, oh, when you guys walk into a room together. And that power that you feel in your step. I think it's also because we all came with purpose. And I think the thing that really, it doesn't boggle my mind, but it's always something that when I'm like daydreaming about all this, I'm like, it's so crazy how effortless this always feels with you guys. Like it's honestly, it was like written. It's so,
yeah.
it's mind blowing almost.
Yeah.
As I
Shared
stare
purpose.
into my
Shared purpose. There's power in
Yeah,
that.
1000%.
When you have a shared purpose for something, and it's not about you, it's about something bigger.
Yeah.
And the things that we try to say, the impact that we try to create, the people we try to inspire. When you move like that, you're right. It's like there's power in that, and you never know who is listening and whose life you're touching or who you're making laugh or whose day you're making, and that is like really cool.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
I think the message is when they're like, I can't wait till next week's episode. Like, I'm counting the hours, I'm counting the days. Like, that always gets to me because I'm like, I know that feeling because I have shows where I'm like, I
Excited
cannot
about
wait
it.
till next week, right?
Yeah.
But to be that and to have the relatability in a sense that comes from upbringing, it's wild.
Sure.
But yeah. Favorite moment though? I don't even think we
I don't
answered
have
that.
one. I don't have.
I can't
favorite.
pick
so
one.
many.
Yeah, there's so
Like
many.
Queen's
The whole
Park.
season, all
Queen's Park.
seasons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Queen's
June
Park.
was
Queen's Park was the moment
wild.
where I looked around the room and I seen this mass of beautiful Filipino kababayan,
Yeah.
and I was like, "Ganon ba?"
Nice.
And I was like, "Guys, we're here. Like, we are here." It was
Yeah,
in
that was
that
a
moment.
moment.
That was
That was
That
a
was
very
the
powerful
it was the
moment.
moment when we turned the corner, and I was like, "Holy sh!"
Magkakasama tayo.
Yeah.
Oh,
There we go.
The shivers on
We're in this
that.
together.
There we go.
Yeah.
My goodness.
It was also in that moment that we all said that we need to step out our turnout game.
Yeah.
Yes.
You did,
definitely. You did. Yeah. You set the bar.
Yeah, you set the bar.
You set the
She
bar.
was
with
like,
the
I
turnouts.
ain't slipping no more.
No, no, absolutely not.
So, guys, was there like a defining moment when you felt that the platform was creating change or fostering dialogue within the Filipino-Canadian community? Was there a moment?
This one's going to sound a little weird, but I remember when our first video went viral, or our first viral video was
Oh, yeah.
when
Longanisa.
the Longanisa video, right? I know
yes.
that wasn't from this season per se,
Ooh,
but
good
like
throwback.
that was like, the things that people were saying, and I'm like, okay, so I understand that it's not the most positive post, but like they were just saying, like everyone's like talking about different dialects and different pronunciations from different regions.
Yeah, that
and,
was
like,
cool.
You know what I mean? Like, is it even Longanisa if there's no taba? Like all
Yeah.
these like little
Perspectives.
things. Oh, they're Californians. That's why they say it like that. We're Canadians.
We're
Thank
Canadians,
you.
yeah.
But like just that spark, just the
Yeah.
like I don't necessarily walk into a room and think I'm gonna have a Longanisa conversation with everyone. You know what I mean?
So much impact.
Yeah.
Right? So the
For
fact
sure.
that this was such a big deal, like,
Yeah.
or that it was just such a large conversation, because that's really what it was.
Yes,
A bunch
yeah.
of people commenting on comments, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that
yeah.
was, that to me
That
was
was
pretty
wild.
profound.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely a jarring moment. It was like, a, whoa. Like, it was like, whoa, like, because it picked up with such speed and reach. So.
Yeah, I've never experienced anything like that. Like, how did you feel? Because
Honestly, I didn't even read the comments and stuff like that. I knew it was going viral, but I don't know. I don't really like to read the comments, to be honest with you. I don't, because I don't know what I'm going to see or whatever. And part of me still gets really nervous about what people say.
of course.
But that was wild when that went viral for sure.
Yeah, I think it was our first taste of, okay, people are like listening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are truly listening, and people want to talk, and people want to engage, and there's just this camaraderie around Filipinos worldwide.
Yeah.
Always. I call it the Filipino Universal Code.
Yeah. For sure. There
What about you, Jay? You didn't answer your favorite moment.
I had two moments that came to mind. The first one was when one of my friends messaged me, remember, and she said that she was listeing to episode about family.
Yes.
And
It was the
she
30.
And she was with her mom.
and she had a conversation with her mom.
Yeah.
And they
Yes.
That
shared
was
a
nice.
special
That was
moment,
beautiful.
and they cried and they hugged, and she thankfully shared that moment with me, with us, and that was really special for me because of the effect it had. You know, we wanted to have a good episode, have good dialogue, but then it didn't go as far as like how it could affect other people or how it would resonate with other people. So that moment was very special, and that showed me how far we could take this, where we could take this, and the type of effect that Tita Salita could have.
Yeah.
I think that I'll stick with that one. That's the main one.
I feel like there's also topics that we wouldn't necessarily talk about in real life that we are able to talk about and engage in Tita Salita. Like, you don't just sit down and have conversations with friends or family about these things we talk about, right? So it's like when we prepare for the show and we talk about what we're going to talk about, I feel like it's like not just forcing conversation, but it's also allowing me to self-reflect on things, you know? And that I don't do often because I don't have a moment to actually do that. But I like that. I like that I get to self-reflect on what's happening in the city, what's new for me, what's happening in business. You know, when we talk about relationships, like what's happening, you know, like it forces me personally to self-reflect and think about all these things that I don't usually or even have conversations about ever with anybody.
I love that.
You know?
I also co-sign that. Yeah, 100%.
It's interesting because I know, like, with some of the topics that we wanted to talk about, just thinking about like the earlier days, and it's like we didn't want to talk about it because we didn't want to be too, we didn't want to ruffle too many feathers. We were scared about what the response would be. But I think like one thing that we always bring to each of those conversations is just, just that genuine, that genuine feeling, like that genuine thought, and we're just open and honest and positive. And even if we're talking about something that's not so great, I think we've become really tactful and respectful in how we talk about the different scenarios that make up our Filipino-ness, right? Because like some people have strict parents, some people come from money, some people don't, whatever the case may be. Like it's always a respectful conversation, and I think that's my favorite part about what we do. It's just, it never gets dirty, it never gets ugly, it never gets disrespectful. And even some of the comments in some of our latest posts about family and friends, I'm just reading some of the things people are saying, and like, it might not be the best scenario, but they're also speaking in such a tactful, respectful way that it allows us to engage in a more open dialogue because we're not afraid of being judged.
Right.
We're just being heard and hearing and learning new perspectives.
It's almost like we're setting a tone, and then they're responding in the same sense.
Yeah, like they get to engage on their perspective and their experience, which is really cool.
I like what you
Without
said
being
about that
trolls.
we don't play dirty. Yeah, because I think that I don't even think we do it on purpose. I think we're not people that try to be offensive in any way, shape, or form. Like, we're proud Filipinas and we stand by that, but we also know that comes with some controversy. But yeah, I like that when you said that. We just don't play dirty.
But it comes with like what Liz was saying. It's just like we have that shared foundation, right?
Yeah.
Where it's like, if we didn't, maybe there would be more friction.
Yeah.
It's not like we're here sitting and agreeing with each other. A lot of the times we actually don't. For very unique individuals, despite our similarities.
You see the orange versus blue, right?
Yeah, right? Like, but I think at the end of it, it's just, again, that respect is part of that foundation there.
Yeah, it's part
and
of
that
our
shared
values
vision.
too. Right?
1000%.
That's,
I love our differences, though. I think that's what makes us such a key team.
yeah.
That's why we're going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So, Titas, now that we've been doing this for a year, how do you relate to the idea of being an actual Tita? And what does that mean to you in your own life?
Take it away, Jada.
Me? I
you
asked the
out here
question.
just-
I
you
asked
just
the
start the
question.
You think you're just
You
out
set
here
the convo,
interviewing?
Yeah, right? I'm going to sip my
Talk about it,
holla,
girl.
holla.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna take a little breaky break.
I've come to terms with being a Tita. Like, I think as you get older, there are so many signs that will remind you. So many signs.
Are we talking physically or like what's happening?
I was with some like 20-year-olds and like someone had the speaker on. They're like, "Oh, throw on a playlist." I'm like, "Do you want to hear my music or like you play your hip music?" You know?
I don't know anything.
Sorry. Exactly. So lots of reminders that I am in my Tita era. But just as our intro says, we are redefining what it means. So sorry.
Don't be
How do
sorry.
you really think? Yeah. So I mean, I know I'm in my Tita era, but I also feel liberated and free to do what I need to do, and what what I want to achieve with my life. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what else to add to that. I may have to circle back. I'm gonna go around the block. Someone else go.
She wants to get back to her slurping.
Yeah.
So what does being a tita mean to you? Yeah.
Actually, okay, sorry, okay. I circled the block and I'm back.
Okay.
I guess like aside from like the jokes that we can make about getting older and feeling the physicality of it, I guess coming to terms with also the responsibility of being the elder. So how do I show up for the younger generation? How can I impart wisdom? And how can I be support to the next generation and even the generation before us too, right? Because it's all shifting now, right? As we're all getting older, responsibilities are changing. So I think, that also comes into play basically in terms of what it means to be a tita, how I'm showing up for my like loved ones as well.
I like that.
Yeah, no,
I like
beautiful.
that. I think I'm a little bit more intentional with. I think it was the Kayla episode when she mentioned the word, and she didn't want to use the word, but she was like, growing up, and they kind of dilute. I guess our upbringing, and it causes for what are we going to have left to pass down? I think through this show, we are in constant reminder of how much we want to grow in our culture and how much we want to take in of our culture. And I think I'm so much more intentional and aware of how much I pass down, not even to just my nephews, but like any Filipino I see.
Yeah.
Like,
Valid, yeah.
period.
Yeah.
I don't care if they're older or younger. Like, I always am very intentional with taking note that this is going to be a Filipino connect just now. Like, I think that's really important for me, because before, I think, even though it existed, I don't think I was like as mindful of it as I am now. Like, I think it's so important to just embrace everything Filipino at any given time, at any given moment that I can. It's so much more special to me now. So I think that's what I mean when to answer your question, like to embrace tita. I think that's what it is. It's just really embracing being a tita.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Thanks. It's the hollow. Lizzie?
Yeah, I think when my nieces and nephews call me tita, I'm still a little bit shook. Like, what? You just call me tita. Because I really still feel like I'm
Ate?
20.
Same.
Okay. But definitely embracing this tita era, because like Jay said, feeling it. But also the experiences. Like, I cannot believe I am at the age that I am.
Yeah.
We got to do all that.
But then when I think about it, when I talk to my children, like the younger generation, like, wow, I really experienced that. Now I can talk about it, and I think that's what also it means to be tita and tito, right? That you can exactly impart wisdom or just based from your own experience. And yeah, it's quite wild that we're here.
There's more weight to it now.
Yeah, and a responsibility.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, I got more weight. I got a little bit more weight as I got, older, but
What is up with all the jobs right now?
Gosh.
how about you, Ken?
Oh my gosh. This is supposed to be about love, by the way. No more self-jobs.
Sorry.
Camille's about to hit us with something profound, guys.
No. I think for me, like, because I've always considered myself a bit older for my age, I guess.
You said 82 2 weeks ago.
I'm literally like, you guys are talking about Tita. I'm over here like in my Lola era. Like, it's just one of those things. Like, I feel like for me, it's like, I I'm just looking at my family dynamic, and I feel I think this is the first time that I feel two things at the same time.
Oh.
What do you mean by that?
In terms of like I feel old and young at the same time.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Because like I'm very much obviously like some type of provider and support for my family, especially the people in my household. But I think I know that I still have so much, like there's so much of my I'm getting emotional. So much of my life to come, and I don't even know what that is. Because I feel like, you know, for the earlier parts of your life, like before 35, and I'm not a mother yet. So I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, to a certain degree, I was able to plan things out because they were so tangible and they seemed way more attainable. But like with this new phase of life, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's like exciting and beautiful.
Yeah.
And as a type A, that's not something that I usually feel.
Facts.
Right? At all. But I'm feeling it and I'm doing my best to just go with it. You know? So there.
No, thanks, Cam. That's
Cam.
yes.
That was beautiful.
That was
Honestly,
so
beautifully
beautiful.
said.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's people out there that can relate to feeling there where you are.
Cam.
Yeah. So thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thanks for
and
creating that safe space for me to share.
I'm also very proud of you.
Thank you.
In this moment. And there's very few moments where I get to be proud of Camille. There's often times I'm making Camille. I'm like, I hope I make her proud today. So I'm very proud of you right now. Wow.
Thanks, guys.
Wow.
Shake it off.
Do you guys also
Hello.
Right?
Can I just
It's all the
quickly
sugar.
add? I feel like that is also just like a testimony to our differences right now because like what is just happening right now? Like
Yeah, like what even was that conversation?
What do you mean?
no, I mean I feel like in all the best ways possible, we've all kind of elevated ourselves from this. Like truly, and that just really took it home. Okay, go ahead, Liz.
Next question.
I always cry, so this is nothing new.
definitely, yeah. Like, you mean like we've definitely had some personal growth and development through the show.
100%.
Yeah, I think when we started Tita Salita, I think we had an idea of what being a tita meant. Like, you know, because we are in that like we are there now where we're in our, you know, people are calling us titas. But I think throughout the show, having certain conversations, talking about it, having shared experiences, now we're like really feeling like, what is this tita, right? What does this tita mean, being a tita? But yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, no, for sure. No, I think, you know, when we started, it was more light.
Yeah, it was.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're like,
1000%.
oh my gosh, or like, you know, nagging on, love you titas, but like, you know, nagging on our titas or how they, you know, tease us or pick on us. And it's like very jokey. But to your point, I think with the conversations and the people that we've met, the magnitude of understanding kind of where, you know, some of these conversations have taken or have gone, it just makes it all so special.
Yeah. Do you guys have a hard time as a tita, like here in this time, connecting with the younger generation?
Yes.
No.
You know,
I think that's
pinpoint
just inevitable.
exactly when that happened, though. I can pinpoint exactly.
Yeah, talk about it. Like, what was that moment where you're like, oh
I
my
can't
gosh.
do this. Yeah. So apart from the music getting way too fast for me, and I noticed it like because it was playing on the radio, and I was like, oh no, absolutely not. So I don't even listen to the radio.
So
anymore.
loud.
Right.
Yeah, it's too much. Like the da-da-da-da-da-da, and like just, and then they're remixing songs and remaking and sampling songs that I'm still listening to.
Yeah.
Like they came out with a country version of Tipsy.
Oh.
Oh.
There's
joking.
a party in the bar on 5th Street. Everybody in the bar getting tipsy.
Oh, I did hear that.
No way.
I did hear that.
And I'm like, this
I
is
did not
awfully
hear that.
familiar, right? And like, I would still listen to that song like today.
Right.
It's in like it'll probably come on when I go into the car tonight.
Right.
Right. But the outside of that, I would say it's when I worked at Starbucks. I went into a management position after working at head office for some time.
Yes.
Where I was dealing with other adults, right? And I'm just usually used to being the youngest person in the room because I've been managing for a long time. So when I went to meet with my staff, I remember there was already such a big gap between me and my assistant managers. And so when I was talking to them, I'm like, okay, I can deal with this. It's not that big of a gap. They understand the sense of responsibility. It's huge, whatever.
Okay.
Then when I had to talk to their direct reports, I was like, no, absolutely
because they're
not.
much younger.
Like, and this is going to sound terrible, but I'm going to say it.
Say it.
I had a hard time sympathizing with their concerns and issues.
Oh.
I know.
Because it's like,
I had a
think that's
very
that
hard
class.
time. I had a very hard time. And I worked at a very prominent location downtown. I had a very hard time. People were showing up to job interviews in just their school clothes. Like, I don't understand. Like, a backpack and like a plaid shirt with like a t-shirt and like baggy jeans. Someone even asked like, hey, my
The
friends
nerve.
with me, can they just sit in on the interview? I'm like, absolutely not.
Oh,
Is she gonna come
wow.
with you to the job too?
Yeah.
Like, no.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Like just like things that I considered crazy because when we were, I don't know if you guys were the same way. I'm gonna say you were, but like
That
I would
would
dress
never.
up just to hand out resumes at the
Yeah.
mall.
Yeah.
Where I was
for
every
sure.
week.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
White dress top and black dress pants.
yeah, like
Yeah.
Remember when that was like
that was
also
thing.
the
That was like
that was
formal
also the
and
era
dressing
for
up here.
clubbing. Yeah.
yeah.
With the vest.
It was always the thing.
Oh, man.
Right? Like, but come on, like that was the kind of those defining moments for me.
Yeah.
when
For
I was
sure.
like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Not doing this.
Yeah.
Like there's a disconnect in
Values,
values.
really.
Yeah.
And I see it. Anyways, I could talk about this all day. That's all I have for now.
Quick story. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
yeah.
No,
go.
you go ahead first. I was just gonna piggyback off the music quickly. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Just go, guys.
Oh my God, Jay, go.
Somebody talk about it.
No, it's like it's fine. Don't worry about it.
What?
Go ahead.
We have 20 minutes left.
Guys.
Yeah, we have Filipino Flash. There's so many questions.
Oh my gosh, there's
we're
so
gonna
Filipino
have to
Flash.
No, I
Okay.
was saying I was at a shisha lounge over the weekend, and at the shisha lounge they play music videos, and they play it all around. And I think in like 40 minutes I spent just staring at the TV because I had no idea who anyone was. I had no idea how anyone looked. I was like, "Oh, that's that artist. Oh, that's that song." It was in that moment. I
'cause
was
you
like,
don't watch music videos anymore?
"Wow, I really don't know what's what."
I didn't know they still made
Okay,
music
guys,
I know.
I'm gonna call myself out right now. I just realized that. Don't come for me. Little Baby and Da Baby are two different people.
Yeah, girl.
Okay, I didn't know that either.
I don't know who
I
either
don't
of
listen
them
to
are.
this new gen music, bro.
Thank you. I'm going to live in the 90s, and if you follow us, you know we live in the 90s.
That's it.
Speaking of which, the Halloween baskets, the plastic tubs from McDonald's are back.
Yeah, I saw that.
But you know what?
We're in the 90s.
Yes.
You know-
didn't
You know what really
collect
grinds?
enough. Sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
You know what really grinds my gears? I seen those buckets. It's like a bowl. I
Yeah,
swear
it
when
is.
we had it, it was like a
Much
full
bigger.
double.
Yeah.
Like it was
it was a
huge.
double.
Yeah. Now it's like this little
Not so small.
bowl.
My daughter
But-
literally said to me, "Can I go trick or treating in this?" I'm like,
To collect what?
to collect like 2 chip bags. Like, what the heck? No, girl.
We always
trick-or-treating.
we always use pillowcases. I never use those.
Who used pillowcases?
Me.
Oh, wow.
No, I
What do you mean? We use
cannot walk long
pillowcases
enough
to
to
trick or
That's,
treat.
that's a TV thing. That's cool. I think I used a garbage bag.
Well, that too, but yeah, like the bigger the
Wow,
better.
That's crazy. Wow. That's amazing.
Okay, should we go into Halo Halo? I feel like we don't know.
We already went into Halo Halo.
Oh, did we? Okay.
Literally. No, but not actually, but like food wise.
Yeah.
We got to talk about, you want to do relationships?
Well, that's the thing. We got a lot of good ones in relationships. I was
Oh.
trying
Okay,
to
let's
say,
do
maybe
that.
we
Let's
could
get
at least
into it.
do one
Let's
of
get
these.
into
Just do whatever feels right.
Yeah.
I say last 10 minutes we go halo halo, but
Okay,
10 minutes I
okay.
say we can still
right.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
relationship.
It's so delicious.
Let's see. Let's play Russian roulette here. Somebody
pick
pick a
Jada.
number from.
Pick a letter from A to.
Oh yeah, A to J, because I don't know why it's not giving me numbers.
I think you should go.
Okay. Someone else can read it. I will go with J.
What is my role in preserving and passing on Filipino culture to future generations in the diaspora?
Heavy.
Damn.
I know.
You picked it, girl.
Go, girl.
Yeah. Well, lots of great questions here. What is my role to preserve and pass on? How am I going to do that? I think is the bigger question. I feel like I'll really lean into this, especially when I have like kids, right? Because that's like about passing it on to the next generation.
For sure.
But other than that, I guess like how else do I keep Filipino culture in my day to day? I guess that's how I would kind of upkeep
You're
it.
doing it right now.
Yeah.
Ganun ba?
Tita Salita. Yeah.
This is true.
Magkasama tayo.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think that's a better question or better answer. Sorry, this show,
Yeah.
Oh.
100%.
this show. I definitely feel the responsibility in this show and taking this as far as we can go. We had an episode once we came in. We're like, this is like above us.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, and that was another special moment for me too, in terms of just realizing how special this show is. But I definitely take this show as a responsibility to preserve our Filipino culture
Yes.
in our way, in our authentic way, with our generation.
Yeah.
Yeah, how about you guys?
For me, it's for my children, for sure. You know, I try to instill values that my parents have taught me to my children, specifically my faith. That's very important. And also being involved in like Filipino community events, serving the Filipino business community. That's very, very, very important to me because I'm very passionate about empowering people, you know, to explore what makes them special. And whenever I hear that there's a new Filipino business that opens, or if I have a friend that's interested in starting a Filipino business, or even just any business and she's Filipino, it's like, yes, go do that. I get very excited about that because I have, you know, like I said in the last episode, there's so much that we can offer. You know, I feel like we're such a diverse group of people with so much skill sets, and we have we just have so much to offer. I feel like so it's
I agree. I agree.
so yeah, just being involved and supporting at any opportunity to talk about being Filipino, our experiences, the whole thing. Supporting each other, right? Like back in the day, I'll tell you, like when I talk to Filipino businesses from back in the day, like compared to Filipino business owners now, they'll say that it's so different. Like in our generation, in the last generation, when they came to Canada starting a Filipino business, it was very competitive. You know, it was more like competition, whereas now it's all about collaboration. How can I collaborate you? How can I elevate your brand? How can we do something together to make it more powerful? But before, you know, like survival again, when you come to North America, everybody starts a business. Oh, that other business open. Oh my gosh, like what are they doing? You know, before it used to be very like that, crabs in the bucket mentality, which a lot of Filipinos and businesses used to talk about. But now I say to them, no, it's not like that anymore. You know,
It's the new generation.
It's the new
though.
generation. It's a collaborative mentality, and I think by maintaining this collaborative mentality, it gives power, and it will continue to help preserve the things that we are doing as Filipinos in America.
Amen.
1,000%.
Amen.
Yeah.
I was just gonna say something simple, like it's just really about keeping the conversation alive
That's
and open.
It. That too.
There you go.
But
For sure.
all that.
No, but
Wow.
that
it.
is
Yeah.
key.
That's it.
Just keeping the conversation open, always talking about
True.
it, not suppressing ideas, conversations, the hard things to talk about, the victories. Like we should be celebrating every time, and like fighting every time. All of
Every
the things.
time.
Yeah.
I do love that you highlight the collaboration part because it is that is a new thing. It is completely new and it is completely foreign, but I think that's the beauty of like bringing in the new school mentality into the old school, honoring the old school, I guess an homage to Filipino culture. Yeah. It's introducing the new school mentality of collaboration.
Makakasama.
Yes.
Are you guys okay to move on to another question?
Yes.
Because we
Yeah.
have
For
so
sure.
many good ones.
Yes.
And
Oh my
like,
God,
I
of
want to hear
course.
what everyone says about everything, but we'll answer a couple and move on. So I know we were doing a roulette, but for sake of time, I'm just going to pick. How do you navigate the balance between honoring your Filipino roots and embracing the multicultural environment that you live in?
That's a good one for you to answer, Kev.
Yeah, I was like,
to
I feel
us,
like
girl.
that's hers.
That's me. Okay.
Yes.
Well, I think obviously everything starts at home. So for me, it was fairly easy because I don't know, I feel like the values are there. So I'm just kind of repeating them. In a multicultural environment, I wouldn't say that my home is multicultural. I know my sister, my nephew, and myself are, visually different from what one might say is a typical Filipino, but we're Filipino. Like there's no two ways about it. I would say living in a multicultural place like Scarborough, like there's a reason why we live in Scarborough. And it's because it's so diverse and it's because it does support something like, I feel like if I lived in Vaughan or another part of the city, I wouldn't be able to, or I wouldn't be as comfortable kind of just being myself as weird as that might sound, because we're pretty regional in Toronto, right? Like there's different pockets. There's like Little Italy, there's Little Portugal, and all these little things, Little India, Jamaican, cultures and stuff like that. I think Scarborough's kind of like a smorgasbord
Yeah,
of
for
cultures
sure.
and
of immigrants,
right?
We're
And
blessed for that.
1,000%.
Yeah, for sure.
And so I don't
Shout
really
out,
think I
Scarborough.
have
So
to
rich.
navigate that balance because I feel like the balance is naturally unfolded over the years as people have settled here.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's just, as far as the eye can see, there's lots of delicious restaurants
Yeah.
that are
See?
reflective of the cultures that have, moved into the area. So yeah.
Yeah.
Scarborough just always feels like home.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, when we were growing up, people would always kind of make Scarborough look like it was like dangerous or whatever.
Yeah.
But I lived in Scarborough and I didn't feel
I didn't
like it was
see it.
dangerous.
I didn't understand
Yeah.
it.
But people outside of Scarborough would often be like, "You live in Scarborough?
You live in the hood.
Like,
Or
you live
they're
in the hood?
thinking
You
of
live in the
like
ghetto? Like, what?"
Empringham in like Malvern. They're like, that's Scarborough. It's like, no, there's so many
Yeah.
other areas.
We literally grew up playing outside,
Literally.
biking to go see
with
if our
your
friends were
doors
outside.
open, like just free and happy. And here's the thing, even though you grow up in a very multicultural school, I really didn't even feel like, even though we obviously all look different, I didn't feel like we were so different.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but
Yeah.
I guess it's because Scarborough's so diverse that you didn't feel different even though you were different.
Yeah.
I think that's why it's so special.
Yeah,
Yes,
1,000%.
100%.
I would say I did feel a little bit of that when I was really young, only because I think the area that I lived in, there was a lot of Pute people. And that was just really early on, but they moved out. Like a lot of them kind of moved more north and
Yeah.
wherever else they go east, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Out of Scarborough. And it's just become like my specific pocket of Scarborough just became more Chinese,
Yeah.
Right.
more Asian. But yeah, no, it's interesting because it never made me feel like ashamed of my lunch.
Yeah.
You know, that I've
Me
heard people
too.
talk about that. Like, oh, my
No,
lunch,
for
you know,
sure.
I don't, like, I had a friend who did not want to eat her lunch at school because she's like, it smells. And I'm like, yo, who cares? Your lunch smells delicious.
I know.
Like,
Yeah.
you don't want it, I'll eat it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Eat
Like,
your oolong, though.
yeah, right.
Yes.
Some of you, girl, like,
Yeah, the good stuff, you
yeah,
know?
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyone else
Yeah.
want to say anything before we move on to another question?
No, I'm okay. That was a great answer. Well,
Quickly, I'll just say I'm always gonna rep Filipino or Filipino roots, but I guess actually, I'm just reiterating the same point. The fact that we live in Toronto, where they embrace every culture has their own festival of some sort. You know, what I mean?
Yes.
And whether it be through
Amazing.
food. So we're blessed to live in somewhere like Toronto where it's encouraged and the information is there, or they have events for you to go and learn more. And I think that's a beautiful thing. But I'm a rep Philippines to the, you know.
Ayy.
I don't want to
100%.
say undead, but
Ayy.
I started it. I got too excited. I'm sorry. I'm pulling back.
I love when everyone's Scarborough comes out.
Yes.
Everyone's Scarborough's coming out today. The Tooks are tooking.
Okay. How much of your Filipino heritage have you incorporated to your daily life, and what traditions or practices have you let go of?
Let go of.
I don't mano anymore. I used to do that like all the time with
Yeah.
my parents. Not to say that I never will.
I save it for like the elders.
After
like
you
the-
pray the rosary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
usually like church.
I
stuff
usually
like that,
motto for after the
After the
rosary.
rosary.
yeah. How else? What else have I?
Let
Anything
go.
that you've incorporated into your daily life that
I
you would
am-
consider like a heritage, Filipino heritage, like thing, moment,
I'm-
behavior.
For me, my biggest thing is I want to learn all my parents' recipes from growing up.
Yeah,
Yes.
the food scene.
That is a huge thing for me. I think that is something I know I can pass down to my kids.
True.
That's a good
something I can
answer.
pass
That's
down
Yeah.
to my nephews,
Through
and
your
also
food.
something that, you know, when time comes, I can still create a core memory of my childhood.
Yeah.
And I know food is such a huge thing in our culture. So I think learning all the recipes is so big
True.
for me. It's so big for me to perfect. It's so big for me to take on and remix. And
I like
yeah, it's
that.
definitely food.
True that.
Yeah.
It's the easiest way to like bring you somewhere, to bring you to a place, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, how you gonna be a Filipino woman? You know, you can't do a 1-2 dish.
I know, right? I know.
You know
The
what? And
rice.
I think
Rice
people don't.
dishes.
The only thing
At
that's
least one, yeah.
hard is that when you learn Filipino food, there's not a recipe.
It's everyone's specific low
Like,
line.
wait, the way they did it.
Ingredients,
Yeah, there's no
you
measure.
really, you
It's
really
just-
gotta measure with love.
Yeah,
Like you have to
yeah.
measure with love, and it's never always going to taste the same.
There are some regional differences that might like make a recipe completely different, but
100%.
overall, yeah, 1,000 is
It's
just
true.
like, you know.
Not one dish of the same dish tastes the same.
No, like I had Bicol Express today. Actually, my husband's coworker
Bicol
made him
Express.
Bicol Express.
Wow.
And gave it to him before he left to go home. So he's like, "Oh, by the way, I have Bicol Express. Let me go heat it up."
Oh.
And I tried it, and I was like, "I'm surprised that he liked it because there was a bagoong in there, and he doesn't really like bagoong."
wow.
And like I'm not a Bicol Express is not my personal favorite,
Ooh, I love it.
but it was delicious.
Oh
And I
my
was like,
God,
I've never
it's
had
amazing.
it taste
Like
like
this
this,
before,
but
yeah.
it was very good. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
I will say that is one I have not perfected
yeah. Oh, Bicol Express.
at all. No, because the pork belly when you, it breaks the fat. It's a whole thing. It's fine. We'll get into that another day.
All right.
All
Next
right, y'all.
question.
No, we are
Oh.
gonna switch gears now. Actually, we're gonna do our 1-year anniversary special Filipino flash.
Hey, hello,
Filipino
hello,
flash.
hello.
And I still have halo halo. Actually,
Me
It
too.
survived.
Hello, hello. The show with some hello, hello.
Shout out
As per Point
Point
Goddess.
Goddess family,
Via Point Goddess.
our family.
All right, so we got a few. We're just gonna power through. We can only quick. First thing that comes to your mind.
Oh my gosh, no
Okay.
pressure.
So, what's been the funniest or most unexpected moment we've had while recording the podcast?
That laugh attack we had.
Yep.
Because
yeah.
Anna said something about facial hair, chest hair. I started laughing.
She lost it. You
I lost it. Yeah, we have that clip.
Her
For me,
thing
that
fell
was it.
off. She was, and I was
Yeah.
dying. Yeah, you were all dying. Yeah.
Like,
She was ready to go. Like she's like, no. Like this
I
took
think we
her
were
out.
talking about Disney, Ariel, and Eric.
Yes,
Oh,
that
yeah.
was it.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
that was a good one.
I'm not gonna lie, Ron's story as well when he was describing. like,
Yes.
I was,
all of them.
The
Yes,
whole-
the
Ron
whole
had
thing.
all
The
of
whole
them.
show.
I wasn't
Right.
there, but at home I was like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
was
You guys don't
lot.
understand how much was not caught.
Yeah, it was.
that day. Like there was so
don't
There was
know
an
what-
It was a
episode
laugh
before the
sesh.
episode.
Yeah,
Like, it was a
honestly.
whole thing.
I don't even know how you guys contained yourself for that episode.
I don't know. I think I looked down a lot. Like I don't know.
Yes. Dying.
If you could create a signature Filipino dish or drink inspired by the podcast, what would it be called?
Hello, hello.
Yeah, I was just like, let me
Halo
see.
halo.
It's gotta be hello.
No.
Has to be.
What?
Tita juice? I don't know.
Tita juice.
Ew.
I don't know.
Salita sangria.
I thought we were just spitballing here.
Girl.
Run it back.
Tita
Run it back. What did you say?
sangria.
What did you say?
Salita sangria.
Oh, there we go.
Oh, ganon ba?
There you go.
Ganon ba?
There you go. Which Filipino celebrity would we love to have as an honorary tita on the show?
Bretman
And what
Rock.
would they bring to the
Sorry.
conversation? Yeah, I'm still for Bretman Rock.
Yeah, Bretman.
I'm like,
I would love
Team
Bretman to
Rock.
go.
I'd love to be here with her. I'd love to.
Oh yeah,
interview her.
sorry.
She
Her.
reps Philippines hard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, her's a
Her
good
and
one too.
Saweetie in a room.
Oh
with
yeah,
me.
that
Like,
would be amazing.
That's just like my personal selfish ass.
It's okay, say it.
Her,
Do
if
it.
you're
Put
listening,
it out there.
Saweetie, if you're listening,
No.
I
Come
would
through.
love.
Come to Canada. Come
you
to
know,
Toronto.
makakasama
Toronto.
tayo.
Yes.
Kabayan, come on. Like, let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk
through.
about it. Let's talk about your American, Blasian Filipino experience and my Canadian Blasian Filipino experience, and let's share it with the world.
Yes.
Share with the
I'm
world.
here
She
for
was
that.
also raised by her grandparents.
Yes.
Oh yes, yeah. There you go.
And y'all got the same hair though.
Listen. They're
If
amazing.
we had a theme song for the podcast, what would it be and why?
Cam, go. Sing the song.
Sing the song, girl.
Friends, how many of us have them?
That's it. That's the
If
song.
you know, you know. If you're not fast forwarding the intro, you know.
That's
Yep.
the song. Oh my god! If you missed it, you missed it.
Oh
Who's
my
the
gosh.
biggest tita between us, and what's our ultimate tita moment from the past year?
What do you mean? Who's the biggest?
Who's the biggest?
Who's the biggest
tita?
tita?
Like size-wise, or
Tita, yeah, I guess how do we even
How do you measure
how do we
that?
quantify that?
yeah,
Because
depends on what you're
What,
talking
what
about.
about if we say our most tita quality?
I think the fact that you cook
yes,
yeah.
makes
100%.
you like such. Like I
Yeah.
always want to go to your house and have
Yeah.
sinigang. And
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Just have a
Nice.
moment.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
definitely yours. Cosign.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
Um,
Maybe
think-
our laugh.
I think
Yeah,
my laugh.
Your
yeah,
laugh.
You're
my
reining
laugh
it
for
in.
sure.
You're always reining it in, which
Am
I
I?
really appreciate it. Like, yeah, like you're keeping us on track,
Oh,
which I
gosh.
like.
provider.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
That's
Yes.
you.
Yeah.
Ate of the year. That's
Yes.
The gems.
You, oh,
Tita,
oh my
Tita
gosh.
will come and be like, listen.
Yeah,
And then give you
the wisdom.
this quote. Yes, the
Yeah.
wisdom.
Yeah, the
there we go.
wisdom.
There we go.
No, but you know what, Jada? You also have the story time essence.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
Oh, do I?
Nobody
Yes.
does
Back
the
in
story
my day.
time
Yeah, that's
like
true.
Jay.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
true.
Like
Good days and bad days.
You remind me of like the type of tita that you see in like a movie, like those movies where it's like the strong, independent woman, and she's on a treadmill and she has her kids, and she has an earpiece.
Yes!
And she's like, I'm just
that.
getting in a light 5K. Can I help you? Like, you know what I mean? That's what you remind me of. Like
have the
just a
Bluetooth in.
powerhouse. Like, go now, okay?
yeah.
Go for this.
Go.
Yeah, you got me.
You're speaking the list.
Meanwhile, she's holding her kid at the same
Yeah,
time.
right.
Yeah.
Like,
Literally,
and then like
Jay's
Lily
in
comes
her
up to you and
arms.
she's just like, "Hey, do you know where my crayons are?" And you're like, "Yeah, honey, they're in your front pocket. Like we packed it last night."
I'm
Like,
gonna watch that, Tita. Be
That's you.
inspired.
That's how
That's
it feels.
literally you.
Oh my gosh,
That's literally
you guys
how
are
we
so
view
funny.
you, though.
Like Liz, I asked you a question
Yes.
yesterday. I'm gonna put you on blast right now. I asked you a quick question yesterday, and you answered me in moments. And I checked my inbox. I was like, "Oh my gosh, she already did it." So I had to.
I said yes.
Right, she reacted, and I
Yep.
was like, "Oh my
Yep.
gosh!" Like I didn't even have enough time to react.
So good.
So I just sent you the plug emoji because I'm like,
Yes,
this
she
is
did that.
Plug.
Well,
Liz
you know,
equals plug.
Yeah.
All right,
Plug,
next.
plug,
If
plug.
the podcast was
She's
turned into a
electric.
movie.
Yeah. Oh my God, the song. I can hear it.
If the podcast was turned into a movie, who would play each of us and what would the movie be
oh
about?
my god.
Oh, wow.
Okay, this would
even
be
know.
like.
I feel like her would play Camille.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that would be a
I
good
love
one.
that.
That'd be a
It would
good
have to
one.
be that.
I love
If
that.
not her, it would have to be Gabrielle Union. I feel
Oh
like.
yes, I
She
see
would-
that.
she would
Yes.
get my, like-
Yeah.
Yeah,
She would get my
yes.
zest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes,
Like,
yes,
she would
yes,
get my
yes.
zest.
I feel like
man.
Vanessa Hudgens would play me.
Ooh, that's a good one. I like that. And she's cool. I like her.
I have no idea.
I don't know a lot of Filipino actors.
That's the
to be
thing. I don't.
honest.
Yeah, I was like, I'm drawing a blank on
That's a hard one.
Filipino actresses.
Maybe Tia Carrera. I don't know because
Oh
her
yeah,
face
that's
is round.
a good one.
Oh my
And
god.
my face is round.
Oh.
and
That's
she's
it.
and she's
That's
iconic
it.
like you.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes. Exactly.
I just said because she looks like
Wait,
me because I look like her, like my face.
Yeah, I don't know who else there is.
I love your face. Thank you. Thank your mom.
All right. What's our go-to karaoke song, and who's the most likely to grab the mic at a party?
Camille.
Yeah.
Yes.
At a
Cam.
party, yeah, you're not wrong. I'm not
Cam
gonna
for
lie.
sure.
At a party, yes.
The most passion.
Yeah.
Passion.
Cam for sure.
More passion.
Picasso.
If we could invent a Filipino-themed podcast game show, what would the rules be, and who would win?
Oh.
Game show.
Only
game
slap
show.
laughing aloud.
Oh, that's a good one.
Only
yeah.
Slap laughing.
Oh, like
Slap laughing. Yeah.
I don't know.
Or like the library. Have you ever seen that game show, The Library?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Where you
that
don't
would
laugh.
be a good one. You can't laugh. Yeah, that,
Oh, that's a
that'd
good
be for
one.
fun.
I would lose.
No
I would
snacking.
lose.
Yeah, we
yes,
would lose.
exactly. But
First one to snack would lose.
all of us. What's the one Filipino snack or dish we always have to have on hand while recording?
And we don't really
have
Water.
We
Water.
just got
Yeah.
water and ice because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ice
that's
machine
it.
here is.
But what's your favorite one
top
at
tier.
home? What's your favorite snack at home?
Filipino snack?
Filipino
Yeah.
snack.
Mine is chicharron. Like
Yeah, chicharron.
Ooh, that's good.
I only get that at my
Boy
parents'
bawang.
home.
Oh yeah,
I like boy bawang.
Cornix. I don't
love
really have
Cornix.
Filipino snacks. I just cook
corn.
Filipino food.
What was the one that Kayla said she liked? Remember, it's the corn nut.
Oh, Nagaraya.
That one.
Yeah, that one's
fire.
bomb. Ooh.
Yeah, I love that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Okay, let's.
I eat a lot of pulveron.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah.
Is it? It's not that good all the time.
It's not good
You
for
gotta,
you all the
you
time.
gotta get the old school one where it's just like a bunch of colors and like I don't even really know what the brand is because it's in a clear product.
That is such a
It
core
all goes
memory.
down the
Same.
same.
Sorry, quick core memory. My mom used to make pulveron for us growing up, and we would.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
that's so
Cute.
nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
If we could throw a podcast anniversary party, what would the theme be, and what kind of outfits would we wear?
Bowling t-shirts.
Done. Bowling, we already know.
You know I'm aware too.
What's your favorite Filipino fun fact at the moment?
Oh.
Jollibee's is top chicken.
Yeah.
Top shot.
Yeah.
I'm down for
That's
that.
good,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh man, Filipinos need to do better at.
Embracing other Filipinos.
There we go.
Oh.
There we go.
That's deep.
More
Not
on the next episode.
embracing them trying to take on the language.
Ooh,
'Cause
that's
it's not easy.
that's a really good
Yeah.
one.
When I say that, I really meant like old school or like people who are born there versus
Yeah.
like North America, because like sometimes there's still that clash.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
Anywho, it's been a slice.
Happy anniversary. We have so much coming up this year, and we will see you next week.
Wait, we have a
Hang
guest
on.
next week.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.